To start and operate the APU, the aircraft battery switch must be on. APU starting is controlled by a 3-position rotary switch. Momentarily placing the APU selector to the start position initiates a start sequence. The APU selector is spring-loaded in the start position, and when released, will return to the on position. During the start sequence, the air inlet door opens, the APU fuel valve opens, and a fuel pump operates. The APU fault light will illuminate momentarily to indicate an APU fuel valve disagreement. The run light will illuminate when the APU is at operating speed. The APU duty cycle of 3 start attempts in a 60-minute period should not be exceeded. Now click on the APU selector to simulate starting the APU. Now click on the APU selector to simulate starting the APU. Moving the APU selector to the off position will cause the APU to shut down. The APU control system incorporates a time delay feature to permit APU cooling before shutdown. If the APU bleed air valve is open when the APU is turned off, the valve will be commanded closed. The APU will continue to run for approximately 90 seconds to cool down. If the bleed air valve was previously closed for 90 seconds when the APU is switched off, the APU will shut down immediately. APU shutdown is indicated by the run light extinguishing. During shutdown, the fault light illuminates momentarily to indicate an APU fuel valve disagreement. If the APU is inadvertently turned off and the run light is still illuminated, momentarily selecting Start cancels the shutdown signal and the APU will continue to operate. Let's now look at abnormal operation of the APU. The APU fault light will illuminate if the APU system detects a fault. In addition, an advisory message will display on the ICAS status page. When an APU fault is detected, the APU will automatically shut down without the 90-second delay. The APU fault light can be reset by cycling the APU selector switch. If the fault indications extinguish, one restart may be attempted. However, if the ICAS screen displays an APU fuel valve message, a failure of the APU fuel valve has occurred and a restart should not be attempted. If an APU fire occurs, the APU will automatically shut down without the 90-second cooldown delay. If an APU fault or fire occurs and the APU does not shut down automatically, pulling the APU fire handle will cause an immediate shutdown.